It's the 2026 PIAA Baseball Championships on the PIAA Radio Network. From Medlar Field in State College, Pennsylvania, it's the Class 4A Championship featuring the Indiana Area Little Indians and the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds. With the call of the game, Eric Thomas and Rich Scarcella.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back to Medlar Field at Lebrano Park for this afternoon's Class 4A State Championship Baseball Contest. It is the District 1 champion, the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds, and the defending state champion out of District 7, the Indiana Indians. Eric Thomas, Rich Scarcella with you here today. The clouds have lifted. It's sunny here. It's hot. It's humid at Medlar Field. We've already crowned one state champion today here as Southern Columbia defeated Mercyhurst Prep 8-2 in the AA title game earlier this morning. Rich, this game should be a pretty good one. Indiana won the state title last year. This is a rematch of the 2024 game that Holy Ghost Prep won against Indiana on this field. Third straight year that Indiana is making the state championship contest. A little bit different of a team from the previous 2 years, but still just as good, and they're back here to try to defend their title.
Yeah, there's no question about that, Eric, that these are two of the best 4A programs in the country. They're obviously two of the best 4A teams in the state this year, having reached the championship game. But Holy Ghost Prep has been, this is the Firebirds' third state final in 5 years. In 22, they lost to Montour, beat Indiana 2 years ago, as you said, and now face the Indians again today. Indiana making its third straight appearance in the final, coming off a championship game win last year. Should be a good one.
Indiana will be the visiting team, so the Indians will take first cuts here today. We'll talk about the pitching matchup here in a moment. This Indiana team 21-4. Head coach Dan Petroff, his third season, 63-15. All-time in the PIAA playoffs, 11-3, including that state title a season ago. For Holy Ghost Prep out of District 1, very good District 1 this year, 16-9. Greg Olensky, his seventh season, 112 wins and 51 losses. All-time in the PIAA tournament, 13-8 in the Firebirds run out of District 1. And again, a very, very good District 1 team, or very good District 1 area this season. Game time temperatures today here, 86 degrees. It is balmy here at Medlar Field. It feels like 91. It is even warmer down on the field. It was muggy earlier today for the first game. Now the sun is out. The wind has picked up a little bit, blowing from right to left field out towards State College as we see it here. And we're going to be set to go with our 4A title game. Our umpiring crew here this afternoon at home plate, it's Jeff Malia. Jeff Erie is at first base. Mike Rudy is at second, and Bob Fry is down the line at third base. Indiana will start things here. The lineup looks like this. Chase Force, the shortstop, will lead it off. Then it's the lefty Brady Oakes, the starting pitcher for the Indians. Then Ethan Shank, followed by Charlie Manzi in the cleanup spot. Sully Van Hoos is the designated hitter, batting fifth. Shane McHugh batting sixth and playing first base. Dylan Shank at second will bat seventh. Mike Zimmerman will play left field and bat eighth. And in the ninth spot, it's Ben Calburn, the right fielder, and they will oppose a very good Matthew Rendau for Holy Ghost Prep.
Yeah, Rendau, in fact, he was the hero of the championship game 2 years ago, had a game-winning double to beat Indiana. But Rendau has pitched the District 1 title game against Pope John Paul II, allowed just one hit over 6 2/3 innings. Has a bit of a control problem, though. In 35 innings this year, he's walked 33. It's something to watch for, but he also has a 2.00 ERA.
It's quickly an 0-2 count to the leadoff man, Chase Force, for Indiana. Postseason has two doubles, and they came in the WPIL quarterfinal. Indiana won the WPIL championship again this season. And a swing and a miss for strike three. And to start things out, Force is down on strikes.
Good high heat there on the strikeout pitch by Rando.
That'll bring up Brady Oakes, the lefty, hitting .529 in the postseason, 9 of 17. 3 ribbies, has drawn 5 walks. So he will stand in against Rando. And that one is high for ball one. A little fresh dirt job and paint job on the field between games. Crew here at Penn State doing a very good job as always. And that one gets across the plate for strike one. It's 1-1.
Eric, I think this is a matchup, a classic matchup between Indiana's pitching and Holy Ghost Prep's hitting. Indiana has allowed just 4 runs in 6 District 7 and PIAA games so far. They have some outstanding pitchers, not just Brady Oaks, who's the starter, but also Charlie Manzi, who we could see in relief today.
Yeah, Manzi would be the next guy up as it's 2-1, and that's there for strike 2. 2-2 now to Oaks. Yeah, I think you're on to something there. Indiana had a scoreless streak in the postseason of 32 innings. That ended early against Archbishop Wood in the semifinals. And that one outside for ball 3. It's 3-2 now to Oaks.
A lot of future college players here. Some possible draft picks for both teams.
Yeah, these two lineups are loaded. That one is, wow, low on the inside corner. Oaks thought he was going to take first base, but that's the second strikeout by Rondeau here early on, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, really nice pitch on a 3-2 count. Yeah, Oaks thought it was ball 4. Umpire disagreed. Caught the corner. Rondeau, besides his control, he has struck out 40. Oh, he has struck out 40 in 35 innings.
Ethan Shank takes one on the shoulder. Ethan Shank, who Dan Petrov called the unsung hero of last year's team. He will walk up the line to first base. The catcher, 3-year starter at catcher. He has been in a state title game all 3 years.
And as Dan Petrov reminded us, didn't have to really say it, but aren't too many players in the state of Pennsylvania who have been the starting catcher in 3 straight state championship games. I wonder if it's happened before.
Not the easiest position in the world to play either. You're basically running the team in most cases. Petrov, of course, the former Angels draft pick, Anaheim, rather the California Angels back then, as we're going to get a courtesy runner here at first. And for Indiana, that's going to be Jace Brocious, the freshman.
Shank, leading hitter for Indiana, batting .414. Believe he's the second on the team in RBIs with 34. Has 8 RBIs in the state tournament. So, big situation here for Indiana here with 2 outs. Try to get something generated here against Riondo.
Charlie Manzi stands in and he takes strike 1. 0-1. Manzi, 380 in the postseason, headed to Seton Hill. That one's chopped foul. It's 0-2.
Yeah, Shank's headed to IUP and Sully Van Hoos to Westchester. Westchester national champions in Division II.
The 0-2 pitch from Rondeau with 1 on and 2 out. Did he offer? Asking down the line at first base, no signal. They say no, so it'll be 1-2 now to Manzi.
Oh, there it is. There's finally the first base umpire signaled no swing.
So 1-2 now on Manzi. 1 on, 2 out here in the top of the first. Just underway in this 4A title game. First or the second of 3 today. Time called at the plate by the home plate umpire. 6A title game comes your way next. It's Butler and Neshaminy. That'll be a good one. Butler, a couple of top pitching prospects. This one, at least on paper, figures to be one of the better ones. That's inside corner for ball 2. It's 2-2 now to Manzi.
Manzi, team leader with 36 RBIs. He's batting .380 in the postseason with 8 RBIs.
Wind starts to gust a little more here. 2-2 pitch. Rondeau looks in, gets set at the letters, fires. That one is hit in the air to left.
That's hit a bunch.
Deep. That is going to go all the way to the wall. It's going to one hop over the Weiss Market sign in left. It's going to be a ground rule double. It's going to hold the runner.
That's a
Brocious at third, and a double by Manzi with 2 gone here in the first.
That is a big break for Holy Ghost Prep, because there was, with 2 outs, the runner at first, Chase Brocious, was running on contact and would have scored easily, but he has to stop at third because of the ground rule double, the ball hopping over the fence. Let's see if Van Hoos, in a situation here, 2 outs, 2 on, could give Indiana an early lead.
And that's also with the wind at the back of that ball, too,
that was
pushing that out.
Crushed that. Manzi crushed it.
That'll bring up Van Hoos. He is hitting .700 in this tournament with runners on second and third. Rondeau fires. That is low and outside for ball 1. Yeah, we talked a lot in our first game today about the depth of this field. School's not used to playing. You see a lot of the outfielders here play the normal depth of a high school field. This is not a high school field. This is a Big Ten field, so it's a lot different dimension-wise. That one is low and outside for ball 2. It's 2-0 now to Van Hoos.
Randu shaking his head after missing the plate by a lot with the second straight pitch.
2-0 pitch upcoming as Rondeau looks in, gets the sign from his catcher, set at the letters, fires to home. That is outside and skips in the dirt again for ball 3. It's 3-0 to Van Hoos.
He hasn't thrown a pitch near the plate to Van Hoos, and he hasn't thrown a fastball. It's obvious that he does not want to throw a fastball to Van Hoos.
.3-0 pitch upcoming. 2 outs, 2 on. Rondeau looks in, fires to home. That is chopped in front of the plate. Going to be a tough play. Rondeau, the throw, and it goes away from first base. 1 run was already in. Here comes run number 2 as Manzi will touch home plate, and getting into second on the air is Van Hoos, and Indiana's jumped in front 2-0.
Yeah, Riondu had plenty of time because Van Hoos is a tall young man and it was taking long strides. He had plenty of time. He just airmailed the throw to first base, allowing the 2 runs to score.
Throwing air gets Van Hoos to second. McHugh will stand in, the first baseman, Shane McHugh. 238 on the season, 14 of 59 with 10 RBI, 19 walks, and 12 strikeouts. 2 across and a runner in scoring position.
It's funny, Randu was cruising, striking out the first 2 hitters, then he hit Shank, and that started everything.
That one on the outside corner on the first pitch gets there for strike 1. 35 innings pitched this season for Randu. 2 ERA, a 4-3 record. The 0-1, man, that is there in the zone for strike 2. It's 0-2. The 4-3 record not really indicative of how good he's been because, again, District 1 was really, really good this year from 4, 5, and 6A.
Yeah, but he has walked a lot of people. He struck out a lot of people, but he has walked a lot of people and has command issues at times.
The 0-2 is outside for ball 1. It's 1-2 now to McHugh, who is the 6th batter of this inning to come to the plate for Indiana. Early run support for lefty Brady Oaks, the ace of this staff. Rondeau set at the letters. Fires low and inside. That's ball 2. It's 2-2 now to McHugh. Outfield around normal depth, maybe a shade in towards left center in left. 2-2 pitch with 2 outs, runner on second, 2-0 Indiana. Randu fires to the plate, and that is outside for ball 3. It's 3-2 to McHugh. But you're right, as soon as he hit Shank,
yeah.
It's just all kind of come apart here.
Yeah, I mean, Manzi's hit was, there was no fluke in that. That was a drive, 1 hop over the fence. But since then, he has struggled to get ahead of hitters. He's been behind a lot of hitters.
Payoff pitch, grounded foul, we'll do it again.
if McHugh can hit a ball in a big gap to left center, he's going to run for a while, and Van Hoos is going to score. But he's going to run for a while because there is a monstrous gap in left center.
3-2 pitch again. Randu's going to walk McHugh. Going to put runners on first and second for Dylan Schenk.
Schenk had 2 hits in the semifinal win over Archbishop Wood on Monday. Indiana coming from behind to win that game in the last few innings.
Just a 185 hitter on the season, 10 of 54. But does have 10 RBI. First pitch is in there for strike one. First and second, 2 outs, 2-0 Indiana. Top of the first inning, Class 4A state championship game. Randu set, fires. That one is hit foul. First base side, right over the dugout of Holy Ghost Prep. And it's 0-2. So he gets 0-2 on the last 2 hitters, and he lost McHugh. Oh-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the inning finally comes to a close. Third strikeout already for Riendu, but Indiana gets 2 across. They do so on 1 hit, 1 error, and they strand 2. We've played a half inning here at Medlar Field at Lebrano Park. It's 2-0 Indiana. Holy Ghost Prep coming to bat on the PIAA Radio Network.
Are you having trouble saving to buy a home? The Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency offers down payment and closing cost assistance. Learn more at phfa.org or just Google PHFA and find out how you can buy a new home.
Today's PIAA Radio Network broadcast is brought to you by Wayne Bank, your hometown bank proudly serving communities across Pennsylvania for more than 150 years. Just like our local student athletes, Wayne Bank believes in hard work, teamwork, and commitment to excellence. From Friday night lights to championship moments, Wayne Bank is proud to support the schools, families, and communities that make scholastic sports so special. Wayne Bank, every day better, member FDIC.
You're listening to the 2026 PIAA Baseball Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
Bottom of the first inning here at Medlar Field, Lebrano Park. It is 2-0 Indiana, thanks to an error and a great piece of hitting in the top half of the first inning. For Holy Ghost Prep, their lineup looks like this today. Eddie Rosado will lead it off and play center field. Jake Keyser is at second base. Matthew Evans bats third, playing right field. Tyler Burkhardt in left field bats fourth. Matthew Baker, the catcher, batting fifth. Jonathan Pasovac is playing shortstop, batting sixth. Colin Davis, the first baseman, will hit seventh. Braden Wilson, designated hitter, will bat eighth. And Preston Connors will round out the order, and they will face this talented lefty, Brady Oaks, for the Indiana Indians.
Brady Oaks, a left-handed junior, 7-1 with a 1.83 ERA, 57 strikeouts, 16 walks in 48 1/3 innings. This is the number that catches my eye. He's only allowed 19 hits in 48 innings. In the postseason, he's thrown 16 1/3 innings and has allowed just 7 hits, struck out 26, walked 11. He mixes his pitches. He throws a lot of different pitches, and as Dan Petroff described him, he is a crafty left-hander. That's his a time-worn phrase, if you will, but he likes to keep people off balance. But Brady Oaks, a good hitter and a really good pitcher.
First pitch of the at-bat to Rosado is low for ball one. And Dan Petroff telling us low 80s on the fastball, but he's got a really good changeup, really good curveball, and a really good slider. So a good array of pitches. And high school baseball, you don't see many lefties, and we've got a couple really good ones here in the PIAA championship round, specifically with this game and in the AAA game with Cooper Hockendoner for South Park as Oaks deals. That one's fouled away on 1-1.
Holy Ghost Prep coach Greg Olinsky says that Eddie Rosado is a five-tool guy. He is committed to St. Joseph's in Philadelphia, could be drafted, but he has 109 career hits, one off the school record held by Coach Greg Olinsky.
And that one is hit in the air out towards left, shallow left.
That's going to drop.
That is going to drop, and there is your career
and
hit,
that
number
great
110.
hustle.
And
Yeah.
how about Rosado getting around first and turning it into a double?
He never stopped out of the box. You love to see that, especially in a high school player. He came out of the box flying and got an extra base out of a ball that dropped in front of the left fielder.
So that is career hit number 110, which ties Eddie Rosado with his head coach, Greg Olinsky. And we'll get a courtesy runner. Correction, we will not. That was just a little handoff of the equipment.
Yeah, looks like a sliding glove of some kind. Holy Ghost Prep has a terrific offense. I mean, this is an experienced team. 7 of the starters today were started on the championship team in 2024 that beat Indiana as sophomores.
1-0 upcoming now to Keyser. That is upstairs for ball 1, or ball 2. It's 2-0 now. Runner on second, no outs after the leadoff double by Rosado. The pitch from Oaks. And that misses for ball 3. It's 3-0 now to Keyser.
Yeah, Oaks has walked just 16 batters all season behind here 3-0.
Defensively for Indiana, coming up after the pitch here, Oaks deals 3-0, and that one is high for ball 4. And the first 2 guys get on base for Holy Ghost Prep. That'll bring up Matthew Evans, the right fielder. Defensively for Indiana, it's Oaks on the mound, Shank behind the plate, Ethan Shank behind the plate. McHugh at first, Dylan Shank at second, Force at short, Manzi at third, left to right in the outfield at Zimmerman, Kunkel, and Calburn. Playing way off the line in left field is Zimmerman for Matthew Evans with 2 on, and Oaks is having some problems here early on as that one misses for ball 1.
Indiana at double play depth here will gladly take the 2 outs and let the runner go to third here.
Oaks set, fires the lefty. Still can't connect for a strike. 2-0 now to Evans.
These first 2 pitches to Evans have been up out of the strike zone. Oaks took a little walk there behind the mound, tried to compose himself, gather himself.
Lefty gets set, 2-0 pitch with 2 on. That one is inside and hits the inside corner for strike 1. Rosado at second, Keyser at first. Oaks the pitch. That one is hit foul. Squares the count at 2-2. Good crowd as expected from Indiana. Good community following for the Indians. Good sports town, Indiana, PA. The high school IUP obviously had a magical run with the women's basketball team this season. Got to the national title game in Pittsburgh. That one is flown into shallow center and coming on. We got everybody coming on, and that's going to drop. The runners had initially held, but now the bases are going to be loaded on a single by Evans.
Yeah, it was in no man's land there. Fell between or among 4 Indiana players, the second baseman, the shortstop, the center fielder, and the right fielder, and nobody took charge on that. Here comes Dan Petroff to have a little chat with his pitcher.
Yeah, probably a good time, pitcher to pitcher. Petroff was a pitcher in the Angels organization. Funny story with him. And we asked him before the game, too. When he got hired in Indiana, somebody had asked him who the toughest hitter he faced was, and he said Todd Helton. So being the inquisitive mind that I am, I asked him earlier, I said, what made Todd Helton so tough to hit? Like, what a stupid question. Like, just look at Todd Helton. Like, how is he not the toughest guy you'd see there? But he also has faced guys like Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire and actually struck both out in fall ball when they were rehabbing.
Yeah, really interesting guy. He was really engaging conversation we had with him. Oaks now in trouble here. Indiana's bringing the infield up with the bases loaded and nobody out. I have a feeling the way this game has started, we're going to see a lot of runs.
Sure seems that way early on. Thought this might be a pitcher's duel and also perhaps the best of the 6 as that off speed by Oaks hits for strike 1.
I mean, Evans reached out on that I think it was a 2-2 count. And I thought, he reached out and Oaks got what he wanted. And the ball just found the right spot for a single.
0-1 pitch from Oaks. That is hit in the air out towards center. Coming on to make the catch is Kunkel. And
Rosado really messed up there or something. He came off the bag, never even thought about tagging up. So no runs on that line drive. I'm surprised, really surprised that he didn't tag up there.
That'll bring up Matthew Baker, the catcher. With 1 gone here in the bottom of the first.
So Indiana moves back into double play depth instead of being up, and that doesn't matter. That's a hit.
Yep, right over the top of second base. 1 run is in. Here comes run number 2 to tie the game up. Throw is off the line, and Holy Ghost Prep has tied this up at 2 on an RBI single by Baker. Baker does stretch it into second base on the throw. As Rosado scores, Keyser scores, and getting to third was Matthew Evans. So there's still going to be runners on second and third with 1 out here, and we're tied at 2.
And we have a courtesy runner. Nate Spengler, a senior, is running for Matt Baker, the catcher.
Jonathan Pasovac now will stand in for Holy Ghost Prep. He the 6th batter to come to the plate here for Holy Ghost here in the bottom of the inning. Oaks trying to work some of that perspiration off his hand. The lefty deals. That's chopped to third and foul. Count goes to 0-1. Pasovic hitting .264 this season, 14 of 53. 13 ribbies. He's got a perfect opportunity here with runners on second and third, and his team now square with Indiana.
As you said before the game started, Eric, out of the 6 District 7 and PIAA games that Indiana has played, they've shut out their opponent 5 times. So this is a little different feeling. Even though Archbishop Wood scored 4 runs in the semifinal in a 13-4 loss, this is a little different feeling. Let's see how the Indians react to this.
Oaks gets set to deal 1-1. Cut on him, fouled away. It's now 1-2 to Pasovac. If Oaks is having a little bit of trouble with he's hit that rosin bag at least 4 times here in the inning. Gonna get it again. It is a warm one here this afternoon in Center County. 86 degrees at first pitch. There is some weather perhaps coming later today. Shh. I know, I've already been scolded once on that. Cut on a miss, strike 3 by Pasovic, and he is down. There is 2 away.
That was a fastball up from Oaks. Like again, we talked about, he throws a variety of pitches to try to keep hitters off balance, but that time he came with the high heat, got the strikeout.
So that'll bring up Colin Davis, the first baseman for Holy Ghost now. Still with 2 on, 2 out. 2 across to tie this game at 2 as Oaks gets set to deal. The pitch outside, ball 1. Davis headed to LaSalle University. Corner infielder for the Firebirds. 11 of 52 at the plate this season. But again, like most of these guys, 14 walks, not bad. 1-0 pitch from Oaks. Inside, and that hits for strike 1. It's 1-1.
Oaks and Riondu both seem to have some jitters here. Maybe, early going. Maybe they'll settle. We'll see.
Pitch by Oaks is over the outside corner this time for strike 2. It's 1-2 now to Davis. Big pitch up coming here with 2 outs and 2 on. 3 hits in the inning for Holy Ghost Prep. 2 runs, time called by Davis at home plate. Oaks set. The pitch. Inside freezes Davis for strike 3. Oaks' second strikeout of the inning, but Holy Ghost Prep does get 2 runs on those 3 hits. No errors, and they strand 2. We're tied at 2 after 1 here on the PIAA Radio Network.
Together, we bring more. Celebrate the milestones, big and small, in life. From your first state championship win to a family get-together. And make them more meaningful with beef. Visit beefitswhatsfordinner.com for beef recipe inspirations and more.
Be prepared with CHIP, free or low-cost healthcare for Pennsylvania kids and teens. From checkups to unexpected bumps and bruises and everything in between, CHIP has you covered. Don't wait until you need it. Be prepared with CHIP. Because every kid deserves quality health care and every parent deserves peace of mind knowing their kids are covered. CHIP. Free or low-cost health care for kids and teens under age 19. Learn more at chipcoverspakids.com.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
You're listening to the 2026 PIAA Baseball Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
Top of the second we go here at Medler Field, Lebrano Park. Eric Thomas, Rich Garcello with you. We're tied at 2 between Holy Ghost Prep and the defending state champs, Indiana, with Indiana coming back for its second cuts here. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Tribe as they try to solve Matthew Riondo now here in the second inning.
Let's see if Riondu and Oaks can get past their rocky first innings here and get settle down, maybe get into a groove, once you get those early game jitters out of the way.
And it's a different animal here in this championship round. Interesting, anybody who comes out of the WPIL, though, they're used to playing in these minor league fields. I think that helps in some cases. WPIL championships are at Wild Things Park in Washington County, which is similar.
Independent, but still, it's a minor league park. Yeah, sure.
Kind of gives you that big school feel, big team feel as the first pitch to Zimmerman misses for ball 1.
Well, the view from where we're at here at Medler Field is just spectacular. This ballpark is just a great facility, and we're staring at Mount Nittany, and it's just a great backdrop.
Great backdrop. You got Tussey Mountain off to your right.
Yeah.
A little bit. See the slopes over there.
Yep.
Zimmerman squares the bunt again, and that's there for the strike. It's 2-1 now. Yeah, always like the shadows creeping over Mount Nittany here at this portion of the day when it's sunny out here. That one is high for ball 3. It's 3-1 out to the leadoff man, Zimmerman, with Calvert on deck. Rondeau sets, fires, and that is high. And it's a leadoff walk for Zimmerman.
Yeah, that's not a good sign for Matthew Riendo to walk the 8-hitter to lead off the second inning on 5 pitches. And we got some action in the Holy Ghost bullpen.
Holy Ghost is wearing camo uniforms today, so we got to check the numbers for you. I believe that is Chris Schnaufer who is down there warming up. First pitch of the at-bat to Calburn, misses for ball 1.
Now he's listed as a right-hander, but maybe that might be a mistake. It might be him.
Yeah, tough to tell that number there. We'll get a better look at it as Calburn squares the bunt. And we're going to get a conversation here.
Yeah. I think it's 2-0, yeah.
It is 2-0.
looks like if it's not Greg Olensky, it's his pitching coach. I'm not sure. Coming out to talk to Riendu.
Yeah, that is Chris Schnaufer, who was out there throwing in the bullpen for Holy Ghost Prep. And you are correct. He is listed as a righty. However, the 25, that is Schnaufer's numbers, throwing out there is a lefty. So,
yeah, I think Greg Olinsky knows that he hasn't seen Riendu kind of settle in here, and that you can't fall too far behind in the state championship game. You can't wait for something to happen.
Yeah, this is it right now for baseball here in 2026. So any move you can make is, some of it might be out of desperation, some of it out of need, as Calburn squares the bunt. Throw to first is going to go over the head of the first baseman and into right field. Zimmerman takes off and will cruise into second, standing up. See if they take the bunt off with Calburn now.
Yeah, I thought that was I wasn't sure what the pitch was, but it was called a strike, so it's a 2-1 count. Let's see if Calburn here tries to drag maybe down first base, because the first baseman's playing deep. Now he's running in. Okay.
2-1 pitch up coming from Riendu. And they do take the bunt off. This skips away, and Zimmerman's going to get to third base anyway.
Well, now you just hit away, unless you can put a squeeze on with the 9-hitter, or with the, we'll see.
Indians trying to manufacture the run, and they've done nothing to put him in scoring position.
Really?
It's been Holy Ghost Prep on a couple of errors. Pass ball and an error as that one swung on and found into the net. It's now 3-2 to Calburn.
This is a real important hitter for Riendu. It's a 9-hitter, and you don't want to put him on first base with the top of the order coming up.
Payoff pitch coming. Runner on third is Zimmerman. 2-2 game here in the top of the second. Riendu deals. That is outside, and Calburn draws the walk. So the first two batters of the inning have reached base via the walk, and that'll put runners on first and third for the top of the order and chase Force.
Yeah, Riendu has already walked 3 batters here with no outs in the second. And hit a batter. I forgot about that. That really started everything in the first inning.
Force struck out to start the game. Prime position here now for Indiana to retake the lead. Well, it's been a back and forth early contest here. That one way inside for ball 1.
Yeah, I'm going to guess here that if Force walks, I'm going to guess Greg Olinsky's going to make a change here.
That one skips in the dirt. Good job behind the plate by Baker to block that.
You know, I said to you, Eric, in between innings, I didn't like the body language from Riendu. I still don't like the body language. He just doesn't look settled out there.
He is really laboring.
He is fighting it right now.
On the mound. They show bunt with Force, and he pulls it back.
3-0.
And that is there for ball 3. 3-0 now to Force. With Oaks on deck. And Schenk, the guy who started all this, in the hole.
Well, you have a lefty up, and that would be the time to bring him in to face Oaks, a left-handed hitter, and that's ball 4.
In the dirt, and 3 straight walks to start the inning.
That's it. Yeah, here we go. Here's the change. He can't wait. Greg Olinsky cannot wait to see if Riendu can find the groove.
And that was extensive work down in the bullpen. We think that is Chris Schaffner. Now, again, the 25 is listed as a righty-righty. The young man throwing down there was a lefty.
Well, I'll say this. All the non-starters on each team on the roster that we were given all are listed as right-handed. So I'm gonna say that this is Schnaufer, excuse me.
Riendu hands the ball over to him, and that'll do it for the start. So he goes 1+, allows 2 runs, a hit. is responsible for the 3 that are on right now.
Kind of a tough spot for Mr. Schnaufer to come in here. State championship game, bases loaded, nobody out, second inning.
Well, just think, Riendu, when he started this game, struck out Force and Oaks to begin it.
Yeah.
And it looked like he was going to be mowing guys down. And then all of a sudden that hit by pitch by Shank, got everything unraveled for him.
And then he just was fighting it. You could see he just couldn't get comfortable out there.
This is shaping up to be an interesting contest the rest of the way now. Holy Ghost Prep has gone to the bullpen.
Well, I think you might agree with me, or maybe you wouldn't, maybe you would. I'm not sure, but I think if Holy Ghost Prep can get out of here giving up just 1 or 2 runs, I think they would take it right now with the bases loaded and nobody out.
You have to feel pretty good about your offense.
Yeah. If they can just get out of this with minimal damage, I think they'd be happy.
So here comes Oaks to the plate. Oaks struck out his first time up today, but again, in the postseason, 9 of 18, 3 RBI. He's drawn 5 walks and struck out 6 times. And for the season, hit .412. Not exactly a power hitter, but he can locate a pitch and he can drive one to an area. So this is a dangerous at-bat here early in this game.
And then you got Manzi on deck, who crushed a pitch in the first inning, one-hopped it over the wall in left field.
As Oaks looks at the first pitch, and it's high for ball 1. Oaks takes that wide stance. The lefty is back foot basically over the line. That one is popped up. And drifting out from short is Pasovac to finally record an out for Holy Ghost Prep.
And Holy Ghost Prep will gladly take that. That was an excuse-me swing by Brady Oaks. Popped it up to the shortstop for the first out here.
So here we go now with Shank. Already the second time up, hit by a pitch his first
Shank.
time.
I'm sorry. I was saying Manzi was on deck. Right, Manzi's on. Now he's on deck. My fault.
2 dangerous back-to-back hitters there. Really the top 4 in this order. Dangerous as Schaffner deals. That's outside corner, but misses for ball 1. Sacks full here thanks to 3 walks by the starter Matthew Riendu, who is done today. After 1+. Schnaufer deals. Lefty high. Ball 2. 2-0. Bam McNabb started the semifinal for Holy Ghost Prep. He is their best pitcher. 1.29 ERA. He is not available today. That one is hit foul. Drifting into foul territory. That's going to get out in the stands. So it's 2-1 now to Shank. Two-one pitch upcoming. Schnaufer looks. Bases loaded. Slight lead by everybody on their bag. The pitch. Outside. Ball 3. 3-1 now to Shank. Wind blowing out from right to left. The 3-1 pitch from Schnaufer. That one is hit in the air, and it's going to drop in left field for a base hit. 1 run is across. They're going to hold the runner at third as Zimmerman came in to score. It's 3-2 Indiana on the RBI single by Ethan Shank.
Line drive single by Shank. Hit so hard that Dan Petrov had to hold up the runner at third, Cowburn.
They're going to courtesy run with Brocious again over at first base for Shank. That's going to bring up Manzi with the bases still loaded here for the Indians. And as Rich has said, his first at-bat, he sent a rocket to left field.
And then on deck is Van Hoos, who's led the team with a .433 batting average. But Manzi has leads the Indians with 36 RBIs. Actually 36 RBIs, right. Because it was a ground rule double. He didn't get the RBI in the first inning.
Pitch by Schnaufer on 1-0. That is low for ball 2, 2-0. Still just one out, and the base is loaded here. And you're talking about gaps. There's still these monster gaps in from left to center. Right in the sweet spot for Manzi, who asks for time. Schnaufer looks in, gets the signals from Baker. The 2-0 pitch to Manzi is there for strike 1, 2-1 now. Again, a long look in by Schnaufer. Gets the sign, the 2-1 pitch, outside, off speed for ball 3.
Yeah, I hate to get behind a hitter like Manzi and have to come in with a fastball, because if you miss here, it's another run. But let's see what Mr. Schnaufer throws here.
3-1 pitch to Manzi. Bases loaded, swing and a miss, strike 2.
Little off-speed something there. I'm not sure if it was a slider or a curveball, but got Manzi off balance.
It broke 2, just like you wanted it to, right on the inside part of the plate. 3-2 pitch upcoming. Time called at home plate. Manzi steps out, and the righty will step back in. Bases loaded, 1 out. 1 run's already in for Indiana in the inning. 3-2 Indians lead. Schnaufer deals. That is hit in the air, and it is popped up behind home plate, coming back towards the net to make the catch.
Great
what a
play.
grab by Baker, the catcher, to retire Manzi.
I thought it might be out of play, and he made a diving play, got it just inches off the ground. What a play by Matt Baker.
That'll leave it up to Sully Van Hoos, the designated hitter. Reached on an error last time. Still bases loaded.
Right, they're 1 out away here from minimal damage, because this inning could have been disastrous for Holy Ghost Prep. If they could get out of it here, they'll take it with just allowing 1 run after the bases were loaded with nobody out.
Schnaufer deals. That one is hit foul. So we'll do it again. It's 0-1 now to Van Hoos. Van Hoos was 2 for 9 in the WPIL tournament. He's 7 of 10 in the PIAA, so he has completely flipped it around in terms of average. 0-1 pitch from Schnaufer is inside for ball 1. Schnaufer looks in, sign. The pitch. That is hit into right field for a base knock. 1 run is in. Here comes the second run, and sliding in head first is going to be Force, and it's 5-2 Indiana.
Great piece of hitting by Van Hoos. Ball was outside part of the plate, went the other way, found the gap between the first baseman and second baseman, drives in 2 runs with 2 outs. Big hit by Van Hoos.
Been on base both times, gets his first 2 RBI, and that'll bring up Shane McHugh. 5-2 Indians here in the second. Schnaufer deals. Outside corner there for strike 1. McHugh reached on a walk back of the first. Pair of RBI singles by Shank and Van Hoos. The 0-1, little reach out, pop up, third base side. Everybody coming in to make the play. And Schnaufer
Nice play.
Steps in there to make the final out. Indiana gets 3 runs in the inning on 2 hits. No errors, and they strand 2, but they grab a 5-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the second on the PIAA Radio Network.
Keep up with your team's games this season no matter where you are with Game Changer. Game Changer, the #1 scorekeeping app for baseball and softball, is thrilled to be the exclusive scorekeeping, pitch count, and team management app for PIAA baseball and softball. Download the Game Changer app today or visit gc.com to learn more about Game Changer.
The Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and the PIAA promote the highest ideals of good sportsmanship in interscholastic athletics. Always remember to respect student athletes, coaches, contest officials, and game administration to help promote a safe and positive game environment. Together, we can foster a community of good sportsmanship.
You're listening to the PIAA Spring Sports State Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
Back here at Medlar Field, Lebrano Park, Eric Thomas, Rich Garcella with you. 5-2 Indiana leads Holy Ghost Prep in this 4A title game. It's the bottom of the order for Holy Ghost Prep here, the 8-9-1 hitter. Braden Wilson will lead it off, followed by Preston Connors, and then back to the top of the order, and Eddie Rosado. And what is shaping up to, let's hope you took the over, because this game is gone off the rails somewhat here, and 7 runs in the first 2 innings.
Yeah, the starter for Holy Ghost Prep, Matt Riendeau, struggled a little bit with his, not a little bit, he struggled with his command, just never could find his groove, never got comfortable, and it happens. It happens to the best of the pitchers, but he just couldn't find his place, his rhythm.
First pitch swinging up the middle, and it's going to get over second base for a base hit for Wilson to lead it off.
Yeah, I don't think we've heard the last of Holy Ghost Prep here. I think we're going to. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the over is going to hit on this game, whatever it might be.
Going to bring up Preston Connors, the third baseman for Holy Ghost Prep. 265 this season. 2 doubles, a triple, and a homer. To his credit, knocked in 11 and struck out just 6 times. Oaks the lefty deals. That one is hit on the ground. Good stab at short onto second for 1 and first in time.
Wow,
for
what
the
a play.
6-4-3 double play started by Force. And there's 2 away.
You know, Dan Petrov said we are an outstanding defensive team. He said top notch. Well, that showed there. He said we only have, I think, like 12 or 13 errors all year. They had 2 against Archbishop Wood in the semifinals. But that was a big-time play at shortstop by Force.
Ethan Shank has actually changed his glove. Not sure if something happened to the webbing on that, but they go get a new catcher's glove. There's quickly 2 away after the leadoff single by Wilson. That 6-4-3 double play negates that. Oaks deals to Rosado. That is chopped third base side and foul.
I mean, that ball was hit extremely hard. Force's backhand side, he plucked it on one hop and started a double play. Really, really good play by Mr. Force.
Off-speed pitch by Oaks. Beautiful pitch for strike 2. See if one of these guys can finally settle in for their respective side. Oaks has looked good here in this inning, at least early on. That one's going to be outside and skip right back to him.
Well, he got a lot of help from his defense for sure. You know, it gave up a single and then a hard hit ball, and just again, tremendous defense by the Indians.
One-two pitch up coming from Oaks. Rosado stands in. That one foul, third base side. If Rosado keeps it alive, Keyser will bat next. 5-2, Indiana leads Holy Ghost Prep. Wild start to this contest. Oaks on 1-2 deals. Off speed, that is golfed right towards second, and it's going to sneak through for a 2-out single.
Rosado, a really, really good hitter. 461, leads the Firebirds. 2 for 2 so far today.
So Keyser stands in. He's walked and scored a run. Trying to keep the inning alive here. Matthew Evans on deck.
Rosado, 10 for 18 in the postseason. Impressive.
That bat is scorching hot. Lefty looks over and throws to first. Rosado back. It is really amazing when you think about baseball. You know, quarterbacks get in a rhythm, they get hot, they get hot. Basketball players shoot, they get hot. Baseball, it just multiplies like nobody's business as that pitch is in there for a strike and it's 0-1 to Keyser. When you get hot, you stay red hot for a period of time.
Yeah, right now, Rosado is in a groove.
Throw back over to first, and he's back to first in time. A 1 pitch with 2 outs and 1 on. Oaks deals. That one's high for ball 1. It's 1-1.
And really, if not for the great defensive play by Force, if that ball gets by Force, you had 2 runners on, Rosado would have knocked in a run.
Off speed, outside corner. That misses for ball 2. They appeal down to first.
No.
First base umpire says no. That one is hit in the air out towards center. And backpedaling and get under it and make a catch is Kunkel. One of the deepest parts of the park. And that'll end the inning. So no runs on a hit, no errors and 1 stranded, 2 hits. We go to the third. It's 5-2 Indiana on the PIAA Radio Network.
Becoming a champion is an incredible accomplishment, especially at a level as competitive as the PIAA. That's why the Faulkner Automotive Group proudly salutes the student athletes and their families for making it this far. When it's time to upgrade your vehicle, choose any of the 31 Faulkner dealerships in Philadelphia, Lancaster, Bethlehem, Harrisburg, or Mechanicsburg. You'll find award-winning teams doing business the right way and a fast and easy buying experience. Compare low prices on thousands of vehicles and find the one that's perfect for you. Faulkner, to be sure.
The PIAA Radio Network is brought to you by Wayne Bank, your hometown bank proudly serving communities across Pennsylvania for more than 150 years.
You're listening to the 2026 PIAA Baseball Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
Back here at Medlar Field at Lebrano Park, Eric Thomas, Rich Garcella, as we go to the third inning, the top of the third. Indiana coming to bat. They lead it 5-2. Over Holy Ghost Prep here in this PIAA 4A state championship game. Glad to have you along here. We've already crowned 1 champ today. Southern Columbia won 2A with an 8-2 win over Mercyhurst. Coming up next, it'll be the 6A championship game. Butler will take on the Chamonix, and that'll conclude it here for the day. And then we're back with you tomorrow for all 3 contests tomorrow as well. Headlined by the 1A game to start things at 10:30 in the morning. Then it's the 3A title game. And then to close out the weekend, the 5A title game, of course, tomorrow. Just be ready, because there is some potential for delays in the area.
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
So to start the inning here for Indiana, it's McHugh. Check that, Dylan Shank will start the inning here for Indiana. Followed by Zimmerman and then Calburn. And that's how the last inning got going with those guys. And the walks, as that one misses on the outside corner for ball 2. Stauffer back out for another inning of work. The 2-0 pitch is hit in the air out towards center. And Rosado drifts under it, makes the catch, and there's one away. Defensively for Holy Ghost Prep, did not mention this yet. Baker's behind the plate. It was Riendu who got the start. Chris Schnauffer is out there now. First base is Davis. Keyser is at second. Pasevac is at short. Connors at third. Left to right in the outfield, it's Burkhardt, Rosado, and Evans. First pitch to Zimmerman, and that one is in there for a strike. And did he go?
Absolutely.
Yes, he did. 0-2 quickly to Zimmerman. The 0-2 pitch upcoming from Schnaufer. Outside corner, misses for ball one. Two balls and two strikes now to Zimmerman. The 2-2 pitch. Zimmerman swing and a miss. Strike three. His fourth strikeout by Indiana today. First by Schnaufer, and that'll bring up Calburn with two gone.
Schnaufer has looked pretty strong here in the third inning, retiring the first two hitters. Shank on a fly ball to center and Zimmerman on a strikeout. Exactly what Greg Oletsky would be hoping for when he made the pitching change.
First pitch in there to Calvert is for a strike. Second pitch in there for a strike, and it's quickly 0-2. That one is hit foul, and it'll be out of play. We are in the top of the third inning. 5-2, Indiana leads Holy Ghost Prep. Calburn, the lefty, stands in there against Schnaufer, the lefty, and that one fouled into the netting again.
Nice job by Calburn spoiling that changeup.
Oh, 2 pitch coming from Schnaufer. Calburn fans to end the inning. Second strikeout by Schnaufer in the inning. It's a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody reached. To the bottom of the third we go. 5-2 Indiana on the PIAA Radio Network.
Cornerstone Business Graphics is proud to be a preferred vendor of the PIAA and offer custom wearables, promotional items, signage, banners, and so much more. Cornerstone is also home to MarketLogo.com, your source for online school store needs. School stores are a great way to raise funds and promote school spirit. Cornerstone is your one stop for all your school's promotional gear. Check us out at cbizgraphics.com. It's Cornerstone Business Graphics.
Some see a high school football stadium. We see a place where Pennsylvanians come together as a community. The Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and the PIAA creating opportunities for student athletes to be seen across Pennsylvania.
You're listening to the PIAA Spring Sports State Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
Bottom of the third we go here at Medler Field at Lebrano Park. 5-2 Indiana in front of Holy Ghost Prep. It's 3-4-5 due up for the Firebirds. So it's Evans, Burkhardt, and Baker. If anybody gets on base, Pasevac would bat fourth. Baker has the 2-run single for the Firebirds. And Brady Oakes, who got really good defensive help the last inning with a 6-4-3 double play. The lefty is out there to try to get some momentum here for his team as Evans will lead it off. First pitch, chopped in front of the plate foul. .530 for Indiana, 2.52 for Holy Ghost Prep here so far. That one's high in the zone for ball one. It's 1-1 now to Evans. The 1-1 pitch is fouled away. 1-2 now to Evans.
Just watching Brady Oaks. He is a man in motion, very twitchy. Reminds me of Nomar Garcia-Pera for the former Boston Red Sox shortstop.
Swung on and missed. Struck him out. So Evans is gone. That is the third strikeout by Oaks here this afternoon. That'll bring up Tyler Burkhardt. Cotter flew out to center his first time out. Boy, Oaks would love a 1-2-3 inning. That one a little reach out, grounder to third, throw over to first in time from Manzi, and there's quickly 2 away. So that'll leave it up to Matthew Baker with 2 gone here in the home half of the third.
Baker with a 2-run single in the first inning for the Firebirds, and also made a tremendous defensive play, catching a foul ball near the backstop, just inches off the ground for an out, for Indiana out in the second inning.
The catcher, number 6, Matt Baker.
So Baker will stand in here. Pasavac on deck for the Firebirds. Oaks trying to get a 1-2-3 inning here for Indiana as they have a 5-2 lead. Swung on a miss. Strike one. At least for the moment, Oaks looks like he's starting to settle in.
Yeah, doing a nice job of changing speeds.
Pitch off speed, and there you go, right on cue, but it misses for ball one.
Yeah.
It's 1-1.
Yeah, the first pitch to Baker was an 82-mile-an-hour fastball, and that's probably near the top of his range. And then he came back with a 70-mile-an-hour change.
Pitch swung on and missed. Strike 2. Oaks set. And we'll fire away on 1-2. Off speed again upstairs. 2-2 now to Baker. Temperature has climbed to 91 degrees here. 2-2 pitch from Oaks. Off speed. Grounder to third. Manzi is there. Fields cleanly. Throw to first in time, and the inning comes to a close. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody reached. Indiana protecting that 3-run lead on the PIAA Radio Network.
Get a head start on your career in exciting fields like science, communication, engineering, and medicine, along with tuition assistance in the Pennsylvania National Guard. To learn more about the Pennsylvania National Guard, check out Join PA Guard on Facebook and Instagram, or go to nationalguard.com/PA.
The Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and the PIAA, 2 community-focused organizations, are proud to be collaborating to provide Pennsylvanians free access to local high school sports broadcasts. To follow your schools, check your local TV and radio stations for coverage. Through the PAB and PIAA partnership, following Pennsylvania student athletes has never been easier.
You're listening to the PIAA Spring Sports State Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
Indiana with a 3-run lead here in the away half of the fourth as they lead at 5-2. For the Indians, we go back to the top of the order with Force, Oaks, and Shank to do the honors here against Schnaufer, who's back out there for a third inning of work.
Again, after a rocky start or a loud start by both offenses, each pitcher, Schnaufer for Holy Ghost Prep and Oaks for Indiana, got a 1-2-3 third. kind of maybe settle in here.
It's been a very entertaining game so far. One more to go today. The 6A title game scheduled for a 4:30 start. Probably going to be a little bit later than that. Can almost confirm that it's going to be a little later than that. Just to tell you, and in this case, do not shoot the messenger here. There is a 70% chance of storms coming around the 4 o'clock hour here this afternoon. So we'll see as far as time and start time and what will happen after this game. Right now it's cloudy but blue skies. It is hot. It is breezy. And we're set to go here in the 4th as Schnaufer deals. That one is hit foul by Force to start the at-bat. A 1 pitch by Schnaufer is off speed on the outside corner and it misses for ball 1. Boy, driving around here earlier today, took a little look at the renovation of Beaver Stadium as that one's hit foul. There is a lot going on this campus for June. There's construction everywhere. There's remodels everywhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of money being invested into Penn State. I was downtown before I came up to Medlar Field, and I couldn't believe all the construction down there. Especially, I was aware of the Hammond building, the engineering building right on College Avenue, but it's really striking.
Going to reach out and pop up someone to right, and Force is retired to begin the 4th. Going to bring up Brady Oaks, who struck out and popped up to short for his 3rd cracks here today. Yeah, if you're coming to town tomorrow, or if you're listening to us on the way up here today for the last game, do yourself a favor and take a little stroll around that Beaver Stadium area, because that stadium is going to be gorgeous when they get that reno done.
Yeah, that'll be done in time for the 2027 season. But the seats that are going in now are permanent seats. It's quite a massive project. It started right after the 24 season, right after the playoff win over SMU, and has continued on.
1-1 count now by Schnaufer as Oaks looks at strike 2. It's 1-2.
Schnaufer also doing a really nice job mixing pitches and changing speeds.
Lefty Oaks stands in there. Lefty Schnaufer, that little offer, but no by Oaks.
Nice hold by Oaks. A lot of guys would turn their body and swing the bat there, but he held it. Checked it.
2-2 count now to Oaks with 1 gone. Schnaufer deals. That one is hit in the air. A little flare out towards left, and coming on to make the play is Bergcotter, and there's 2 away.
A really nice job here by Schnaufer. Came in a really tough situation. Bases loaded, nobody out. He's retired the last 6 hitters he's faced.
Ethan Schenk will stand in. Was hit by a pitch as an RBI single. Represents the last hope here for the Indians in the 4th. That one is hit in the air, foul. First base side. Was there any change in the volume of that stadium last year with all the construction going on?
I didn't notice it. We were, the media, the people that cover Penn State, we were on the other side. We were above the east stands in the northeast corner. Didn't really notice a change in terms of sound, but it was a disappointing season. So, during the Oregon game it was loud, but really it was louder than previous years. I don't think so.
Popped up to short, and it's a 1-2-3 inning as Schenk pops it up. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody reached. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Indiana still in front by a count of 5-2 here on the PIAA Radio Network.
Fans, you can have it in white, chocolate, strawberry, practically any flavor you like. It's the beauty of milk, and no other drink quenches a king-size thirst like milk. After practices, reach beyond the colas and other drinks. Get your hands around a tall, cold glass of milk and enjoy. Whole milk, whole nutrition. The PIAA thanks the Allied Milk Producers of Pennsylvania for their support of the PIAA Championships.
Today's PIAA Radio Network broadcast is brought to you by Wayne Bank, your hometown bank proudly serving communities across Pennsylvania for more than 150 years. Just like our local student athletes, Wayne Bank believes in hard work, teamwork, and commitment to excellence. From Friday night lights to championship moments, Wayne Bank is proud to support the schools, families, and communities that make scholastic sports so special. Wayne Bank, every day better, member FDIC.
Back here at Medlar Field at Lebrano Park, 5-2 Indiana in front of Holy Ghost Prep. For the Firebirds, it'll be the 6, 7, 8 spots in the order: Pasovac, Davis, and Wilson. If anybody reaches, Preston Connors would bat fourth as Brady Oaks goes back out to the mound to do more work.
Yeah, like I said, both pitchers have, Oaks and Schnaufer, have settled in very nicely here. Have kind of settled things down because it looked like this was going to be a wild, wild game.
So here we go. Oaks taking his warm-up tosses here. Pasovac has struck out, so has Davis. Wilson did reach back in the second, but then he was part of that 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. And Oaks pitching pretty well here. See if he can go through this order a third time. I always say the third time is the charm sometimes for the order. Is you get a good read on guys and but, you know, again, not many schools, not many programs see left-handed pitching like this.
Right, yeah, two lefties. Again, not hard throwers, but they're doing a nice job of mixing speeds, mixing locations, and changing pitches, obviously, mixing their pitches well. So let's see if this continues here as we start the bottom of the fourth.
Pasovac to lead it off here for Holy Ghost Prep. First pitch from Oaks is in there for ball one. Oaks back to work quickly, fires away, swing and a miss, strike one. So it's 1-1 now to Pasovac. Oaks 1-1 pitch, inside corner, called strike two. We certainly have seen a variety of range here in the zone today.
It's a wide strike zone. There's a base hit.
That one is roped into left for a leadoff base hit by Pasovac. And that'll bring up Davis.
I will say, although it's a large strike zone, I think he's been pretty consistent. It's just he's a little slow on the trigger, which some umpires are, but I think he's called a pretty consistent game.
Jeff Malaya, the home plate umpire. Again, Jeff Erie at first base. Mike Grudy is at second, and Bob Fry is at third. All these guys, of course, you go three-man crew for the state playoffs and then four for the finals. And the PIAA has done an excellent job with the umpire situation as they show bunt here, pulling it back, faking the throw to first as Davis watches ball one. It's not been easy in some pockets of the state to make sure the umpires are there, but we've had some games this season where we've had to wait for them to show up because they're doing double duty. It's a hat tip to all the guys, men and women, who do this job for the PIAA. It's a thankless one as Pasovac is back to first.
And every district and every league can use more officials in all the sports.
Absolutely.
So if you have an interest, please seek your local league or your local district and find a way to sign up and get involved.
That one misses for ball 2 to Davis. Oaks takes his time, looks in. Lead on first for Pasovac. Davis shows bunt once again. They come in at third. Does Manzi. Pulls it back. Outside corner. Misses for ball 3. It's 3-0. 5-2 lead for Indiana. 5-3-0. 2-6-2 for Holy Ghost. Again, Davis will show bunt. Pull it back. That's there for strike 1.
I'm not sure if he's showing bunt or to distract Oaks, because I don't know if I would be bunting here. You know, the bottom of the 4th, and you're down 3 runs, and you're in the bottom of the order here. And let's see what happens. 3-1.
Inside corner, and that's going to miss for ball 4, and Davis is aboard with a walk. That'll send Pasovac to second.
It's a promising sign here for the Firebirds, getting their first 2 runners on here in the bottom of the 4th with the bottom of the order.
Dan Petrov going to come out and talk to Oaks. There was no activity in the Indiana bullpen, so I mean, they're going to let Oaks ride here for sure, but it's just a little check-in to calm him down. Petrov said to us earlier today, I thought this was a funny comment, talking about the mood of his team. He's like, you know, down in a couple games, and you look over, and it's like the guys are kind of like, I'm okay, whatever, we're down. And then they're up in a game, and you look over, and it's the same jovial bunch. And he says sometimes you look across the dugout, you see the other team, and their shoulders are slumped, and you know you got them.
Yeah. He made that point. He loves the temperament of this team, and why not? I mean, they've had such tremendous success. I mean, there aren't many teams in any sport that make 3 straight appearances in a state final.
Well, thank you for that segue, sir. Because
there we go.
Indiana is one of 4 teams to reach 3 consecutive title games.
And who are the others, may I ask?
Out of the WPIAL, you have Moon, who did it in 2001 and 2 as they show bunt again. That one laid down but foul. Riverside actually did it twice in 05 and 06, and then again in 11 and 12. And Bethel Park did it in 21 and 22. Now, if you look at, that's to win back-to-back titles, which they're seeking to do now. To reach 3 in a row, Newman Goretti did it from 15 to 17, Sarah Catholic 09 to 11, and Eden Christian, who we'll see tomorrow, is doing it this year.
Yeah. By the way, I like the bunt in this situation. First and second, nobody out with the 8-hitter.
Throw to
and
third.
Steal. Delayed steal.
And
nice.
It was a delayed steal, and that was very nicely done as Pasovac gets down the line to third. Staying at first is Davis. It's going to be an 0-1 count to Wilson.
No, it's 0-2.
0-2 now, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, the umpire's signaling 0-2. Board says 0-1. Now it's changed. Let's see if the Firebirds try to double steal here.
See, that's how I know Bob McCool rubs off on you. That segue, my friend, was brilliant. Swinging a miss by Wilson.
Big guy out there.
And he is down on strikes for the out number 1.
I'll tell you what, this is an important at-bat. Holy Ghost Prep will take anything here except a double play because they want Rosado coming up, who's on deck, who's 2 for 2, and their best hitter. They want him coming up here with runners on base.
Preston Connors, the 9-hitter, stands in, did ground into a double play back in the second. Oaks deals, little half swing. Did he offer?
Yeah, he sure did.
Yes, he did. 0-1 now to Connors. 1 gone. We got a runner on third, Pasovac. Davis is at first. 1 gone here in the inning.
Oaks throwing a 66-mile-an-hour changeup to the number 9 hitter. It shows you he's not deviating from his game plan.
Oaks set at the letters. Fires. That one grounded up the middle.
Here
Rich Scarcella, there is your double play.
Yeah. That's the only thing that Holy Ghost Prep, that's what they were trying to avoid. They wanted Rosado to come up there with runners on base. Indiana gets the double play, second one of the night.
If you have lottery numbers tonight, I want them. No runs on one hit, no errors, and they strand one. We go to the fifth. 5-2 Indiana leads it on the PIAA Radio Network.
Spalding is proud to be the official baseball of the PIAA playoffs. Founded on baseball over 100 years ago, Spalding has a full line of baseballs for every level of play. Spalding, true to the game.
The PIAA is honored to have St. Luke's University Health Network, a nationally recognized entity in sports medicine, as the official medical provider of the PIAA championships. St. Luke's University Health Network is a top 100 major teaching hospital which provides care to athletes ranging from youth sports to professional athletes in Pennsylvania. St. Luke's Sports Medicine offers comprehensive athletic training, orthopedic care, physical therapy, and concussion management, plus sports performance training for individual athletes and teams. St. Luke's is proud to have been chosen to support the Champions of Pennsylvania as the official medical provider of the PIAA championships.
You're listening to the 2026 PIAA Baseball Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
To the fifth we go here. Indiana's still in front, 5-2. It's going to be Manzi, Van Hoos, and McHugh for the Indians. If anybody gets on, Dylan Schenk bats fourth as they rake the field here.
Hey, that was a tremendous double play turned by the Indians, and very timely, of course. 2 double plays, and they both eliminated threats by the Firebirds. But Dan Petrov told us, we are an outstanding defensive team. They have some terrific pitching, but we are an outstanding defensive team. Made that very, very clear to us, Eric. I mean, they committed 2 errors in the semifinals against Archbishop Wood, but they have less than 15 errors all year in 25 games, which is pretty good for a high school team.
Charlie Manzi to lead it off, doubled, scored a run, and had that crazy pop-up to Baker back in the second. It's been a long time since we've seen him at the plate. We go to the fifth here. Getting late for Holy Ghost Prep. We're only going to have 3 more at-bats as the home team. Now for deals, and it's outside for ball 1 to Manzi.
Yeah, that's right. That was a massive double play, because even if they just get 1 out there, there's the run scores, and I think from third, and you have a runner on with Rosado coming up, and Rosado already 2 for 2, but he doesn't get an opportunity to knock in a run there.
Last pitch was a strike. It's 1-1 out of Manzi. Now for deals, outside corner. Can't skip across that outside part of the plate, so it's 2-1 to Manzi. It's a dangerous spot here, too, for Schnaufer with these 2 sluggers coming up back-to-back. Manzi gives that one a ride out to left. It is deep. It is very deep, and it is gone!
Wow, that really carried, because I thought that was going to be caught. What a shot by Manzi. 2 long balls hit today, a double, ground rule double, and now a home run to left center, just right of the 384-foot mark.
I'm with you. I thought that ball was going to be caught by the left fielder, Bergkotter. Again, the wind at the back of that ball, and Manzi has annihilated 2 pitches out to left and left center today.
I thought it was hit too high to go out. That's what I thought, but the left fielder kept drifting back, and that was Bergkotter. He kept drifting, and I thought, oh, it's going to hit it off the wall, and then it just carried over the fence. What a blast by Charlie Manzi.
6-2, Indiana leads it with Van Hoos at the plate.
Again, we'll remind you, Manzi committed to Seton Hill, Division II program in Western Pennsylvania.
6th home run of the year for Manzi. That one is popped up, and this is going to be trouble, but getting over and making the catch in left center is Rosado for the first out. Hit a walk-off home run to win the WPIL title last season, did Manzi. And goes yard in the state championship here this afternoon for a huge insurance run for his squad as we're in the 5th.
It's funny. I thought the double he hit in the first inning, the ground rule double, was hit a lot harder than that. But that baby just kept going and carried over the left center field fence.
That's what I want my tee shot to do.
Yes.
Chop to short. Coming over from third is Connors. And he'll get the throw over to first in time, and there's 2 away. So McHugh is retired. That'll bring up Dylan Shank, who is struck out and flown out to center.
Number 2, Dylan Shank.
Just the 4th hit of the game for Indiana, and Manzi has 2 of them, a double and a home run. Ethan Shank with a single, Sully Van Hoos with a single.
First pitch in there for a strike to Shank.
They made them all count.
Now for deals, swing and a miss by Shank for strike 2. It's 0-2 to Dylan Shank. Schnaufer looks in, the 0-2 pitch, ready to go. Fires to home, and that is outside for ball 1. It's 1-2 now to Shank. Solo shot by Charlie Manzi. The run here in the inning for Indiana, 6-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Shank is down on strikes, but Indiana gets the run on the Manzi bomb. No errors and nobody stranded. A huge run for the Indians. They now lead it 6-2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th on the PIAA Radio Network.
Do you need custom cuts of meat for your next cookout? Look no further than Wise Markets. At Wise Markets, they can custom cut a variety of meats, providing you with the perfect size and best quality. You'll always get fresh, in-store cut meat at your local Wise Markets. Eat better, spend less, that's Wise.
If you think you can make the calls, become a PIAA official. Make some extra cash, stay in shape, and enjoy interscholastic sports, all while making a difference in your community. Head to PIAA.org for more information.
You're listening to the PIAA Spring Sports State Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
Bottom of the 5th we go here at Medler Field at Lebrano Park. Eric Thomas, Rich Scarcella with you. It'll be the top of the order for Holy Ghost Prep, so that's Rosado, Keyser, and Evans. 6-2, Indiana leads it. Charlie Manzi, a solo blast in the top half of the 5th. And I think, and we do, have some changes here. Brady Oaks is done.
I think this is Manzi. Is it?
It is Charlie Manzi.
Let's see. Is it 11?
Yep.
It looks like him. Yep. I was wondering when he was going to bring him in. So Oaks goes to center field, and Manzi comes in to pitch.
And then third base where Manzi was.
Or I'm sorry. And yeah.
I'll check that for you here in a second. I believe at third, it's going to be Brock Lewis.
Okay.
Yeah, Brock Lewis is in there taking grounders.
So then Kunkel comes out, I assume. Kunkel was playing center field.
Looks like the rest of the order, and defensively anyway, is going to stay as it was. But that is Manzi who will come in now. Manzi in the postseason has been lights out on the mound.
Yeah. He's been lights out all season. 6-0, 0.64 ERA, 60 strikeouts, and just 5 walks in 35 2/3 innings. And here's the one. He's allowed only 8 hits all season.
Yeah, the pitching was a big storyline this season. Last year's pitching staff had 3 Division I pitchers. Manzi's first pitch is fouled away to the leadoff man, Rosado. They had 3 Division I pitchers last year. They had Ryan Okapal, who went to Mercyhurst, Greg Minnick, who went to Texas Tech, and Mark Collinger, who went to Mercyhurst as well. And they needed every one of those pitchers as they had games last year that went 9 innings, 11 innings, 12 innings, 17 innings against East Pennsboro in the state playoffs. Manzi deals. That's up the middle and a great stab.
Again, a tremendous play by Force.
For out number 1.
Force, that Rosado scalded that ball, and Force went down, caught it about 5 inches off the ground. That ball was hit hard. He has really impressed me at shortstop, Eric. Chase Force.
There's so much talk about Oaks and some of these other guys, but he has been tremendous in that middle defense. That'll bring up Keyser. Walk, scored a run, flown out to center. So Manzi gets set, and that went over the head of Keyser. And how about a hat tip to Petrov?
Oh, wait a minute. There's a dispute here. I think Keyser either thinks he got hit or the umpire called a foul ball, and I'm not sure which.
Yeah, there's no indication on the board yet.
Let's see. I don't know. Because Keyser was upset. Yeah, it's just called a strike.
Wow.
I don't know if he called it, if it hit the bat or he called it a swing. I'm not sure.
So it's 0-1 now to Keyser. And how about Petrov managing or massaging the pitching here today? I'm going to low and inside for ball 1 to square the count at 1-1. So you have Oaks, who's your ace.
Yeah.
Manzi ready to go. You've been able to balance your pitching out so both guys could go for you today. And that is a key component to your success in the state of PA, as that one is hit in the air out towards right. As getting underneath of it is Calburn for out number 2. I mean, who better than a pitcher to understand how to use your pitchers?
Yeah. Well, he told us he had Manzi in his back pocket, that he was going to be the second pitcher that he used today. And I thought maybe he'd come in for the last 2 innings, but with the top of the order up for Holy Ghost Prep and the dangerous Eddie Rosado, he brought Manzi here to begin the 5th.
Bring up Matt Evans, who gives it a ride out
that's
towards
over his head.
Center, and that's going to drop in left center. Roll all the way to the track and all the way to the wall. Rounding second, heading to third is Evans, who's going to get in there with a triple. A 2-out triple by Evans. And did Holy Ghost Prep need that?
Yeah, he really ran into that one. Man, that, again, carried to left center field, because I thought the center fielder, the new center fielder,
Oaks.
Oh, right, Oaks is out there. I thought he had a beat on it, but it went over his head and into the gap, and Evans ran forever, easily into third base with a triple.
There's 2 flagpoles out there, the state and the United States flag, and it's almost like there's an alley between those 2 poles out there where the wind is just grabbing everything, as this one is hit in the air by Burkhardt, and that is going to drop in between everybody for a base hit. Matthew Evans scores. That makes it 6-3. That little blooper by Burkhardt dropped in. It's an RBI single.
Yeah, Holy Ghost Prep needed that. They needed something. They needed to get on the board here instead of going down in order. They cut it to 3, cut the deficit to 3 here with the chance to continue the rally here in the 5th inning.
Matthew Baker stands in. He had the 2-run single back in the 1st, and he's grounded out to 3rd today. 2 outs. Manzi deals. That one is hit foul.
Let's make no mistake about it. Evans' triple was a bolt. Burkhardt's ball just found the right spot and got the job done.
Tough guys calling off and everybody coming in to make plays. Seen that a couple times here today in the first 2 games. As Manzi deals on 0-1. That's inside on the fists for ball 1. The 1-1 upcoming from Manzi with 1 on and 2 outs here in the 5th. Off-speed pitch. Gets there for strike 2. It's 1-2 now to Baker. Trying to limit the damage here to just the 1 run. is the hard-throwing Manzi. 1-2 pitch, throws over to first, and back in time is Burkhardt.
Nice move by Manzi. Nice pickoff move.
Baker steps out to tie his cleat. Manzi looks in. The righty looks to first. Now he gets set at the letters on 1-2. Manzi fires at his high. Throw to first again. It's going to be scooped at first by McHugh. It's going to be 2-2 now to Baker.
Baker had that big 2-run single in the first inning, which tied the game early.
2-2 pitch. Manzi deals off speed, hit, found a space into right field. Burkhardt goes to second. It's a 2-out single to keep the inning alive by Baker.
Burkhardt and Baker doing a nice job going the other way. Back-to-back singles after the triple by Evans, and maybe the Firebirds have something going here in the bottom of the fifth, down 3.
It seems like they do, as Pasovac will come to the plate. That wind is really whipping out towards the left end of Mount Nittany as we see it here. It's blowing outward here at the stadium. That portion of the stadium is on the opposite side of Beaver Stadium, so it's like back to front door here. If you're unfamiliar with the ballpark, you can look out our side here behind us and see the outside, the facade of Beaver Stadium, as it's 1-0 now to Pacific. So this is open air on the other end, facing Mount Nittany. Manzi deals. That one's there for strike one, 1-1. Tip of the cap to our producer today, Matt Flannery, doing a great job as always to keep things running. Make sure there's enough gas in the tank for us here for these 3 games today and tomorrow. Manzi deals inside. Ball 2, 2-1. One more game to go after this, and then tomorrow 3 more, 1, 3, and 5 tomorrow. All classes will be complete after that. Spring will continue here this weekend with lacrosse. Volleyball is also here as well. They do the spring festival now, which is always a fun weekend here for the PIAA. As Manzi deals, swing and a miss for strike 2. Good heater by Manzi for strike 2.
88 miles an hour on the clock, on the gun.
Big pitch up coming here with 2 on and 2 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Manzi trying to get out of this little mini jam. His team still leads 6-3. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 by Manzi.
Another 88-mile-an-hour fastball. Got the job done.
To get Pasovic and limit the damage. 1 run on a pair of hits. No errors, and they strand 2. Holy Ghost Prep gets 1 run closer. It's still 6-3 Indiana on the PIAA Radio Network.
The PIAA would like to thank Preferred Headwear and Headbrand supplier Outdoor Cap and Junk Brands for their continued sponsorship of PIAA athletics. Their products are built to perform with style from the sidelines to the stands. Visit junkbrands.com to learn more. The PA Attorney General's office and the PIAA remind you to not let pain become a killer. Be a good Samaritan. If you suspect a teammate, family member, or friend of abusing prescription drugs, tell a coach, tell a teammate, tell a teacher, tell someone. For help and information, go to ddap.pa.gov, and together we can ensure that pain doesn't become a killer.
You're listening to the 2026 PIAA Baseball Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
To the top of the 6th we go here. Eric Thomas, Rich Scarcella with you. Medler Field at Lebrano Park, home of the Penn State Nittany Lions and also the State College Spikes. We are in the middle innings, getting late here though in the PIAA Class 4A State Championship game as Indiana leads it 6-3. And for the Indians here in the inning, it'll be Zimmerman, Calburn, and then back to the top of the order and Force. Indiana struck first with 2 runs in the first. Holy Ghost Prep got the 2 right back. Indiana then put 3 on the board in the second. Stayed 5-2 until the 5th when Charlie Manzi smoked one to left center field to make it 6-2, and then Holy Ghost just got one back in the bottom of the 5th. And Schnaufer to continue his work here to face Zimmerman to begin the at-bat. First pitch in there for strike 1. Zimmerman has walked, scored a run, and fanned. And his counterpart at the bottom of the order has walked, scored a run, and fanned as well. But those two, Calburn and Zimmerman, been a big, important role in this game. That's there for strike 2. It's 0-2. They were the ones that got the second started with the back-to-back-to-back walks. Schnaufer deals outside for ball 1, 1-2. Schnaufer on 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. And for the second time today, Mike Zimmerman is down on strikes.
4th strikeout for Schnaufer, who's done a pretty decent job overall in relief of the starter, Matt Riondu.
And Riondu ended up going an inning plus today, was chased. We're going to get a substitution here.
Looks like Brocious is going to bat for Calburn.
Never gave you the final line on Riondu. It was an inning, 1 hit, 5 runs. 3 of them earned, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, 1 wild pitch. He faced 10 batters, gave up a double, and threw 44 total pitches. Schnaufer, his next pitch will be 59th for him here in this one, as it is going to be Brocious who will bat. So he courtesy ran for Shank, and now he's going to pinch hit for Calburn at the bottom of the order. First pitch for strike 1. Schnaufer, swing and a miss, strike 2. Chase Force is on deck for Indiana, and then Brady Oaks would be up after him. The 0-2 pitch from Schnaufer, swing and a miss, strike 3. And there are 2 away to begin the top of the 6th. 5th strikeout for Schnaufer, and then I'll bring up Chase Force. Force has struck out, walked, scored a run, flown out to right.
Schnaufer's done a really nice job against the bottom of the Indiana order. Hit all 5 of his strikeouts have come against the 7, 8, 9 spots in the order.
First pitch for strike 1, 0-1. That one is hit foul, it's 0-2. It's off the facade of the suite level here. I have not been here for Spikes or for Penn State baseball, have you?
I've been here for Spikes baseball many years ago.
Yeah, I'd like to.
But I've never seen a Penn State baseball game.
I'd like to venture here for both. That one outside for ball 1. It's 1-2. These Penn State games, it's so tough, though, because that's such a miserable part of the year weather-wise, especially in this portion of the country. That's why everybody goes south to begin the college baseball season when you're up here. 1-2 now to Force. That one is driven in the air out towards left. And there to make the play is Bergcotter. Has to backpedal a little bit. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Schnaufer. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody reached. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Indiana still in front, 6-3 on the PIAA Radio Network.
Baron Rings are the official championship ring of the PIAA. For more information or to order your custom championship rings, please go to baronrings.com. That website, once again, is baronrings.com to order your custom championship rings today.
The Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and the PIAA, two community-focused organizations, are proud to be collaborating to provide Pennsylvanians free access to local high school sports broadcasts. To follow your schools, check your local TV and radio stations for coverage. Through the PAB and PIAA partnership, following Pennsylvania student athletes has never been easier.
You're listening to the PIAA Spring Sports State Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
Well, if you're a Holy Ghost fan, you've got a lot more than just today to root for. You've got Aiden Robbins, who's playing for Texas in the College World Series. He is expected to be a first-round pick in the upcoming MLB draft. He's a 2026 Golden Spikes Award finalist, was the SEC Newcomer of the Year, and leads the team, how about this, in 11 offensive categories, 24 homers, 64 RBIs, and he's slugging .720 for the Longhorns. Now, the best part about it is USA Today has him as the 25th overall prospect in the first round in their latest mock draft, and according to Baseball America, he was 35th in February. The best part about his story is that the MLB draft is in Philly this July, and he's a Philly native, so he's got a chance to be a first-round pick in his hometown.
Draft is part of the All-Star Game festivities in Philadelphia.
That would be a pretty sweet.
Cool. That would be cool.
Pretty sweet moment for him. He did hit a home run to clinch the Super Regional against Oregon. Transferred from Seton Hall, and he is on a tear. Now Texas plays Georgia in bracket number 2 on Sunday. They're grouped in there with Alabama and Oklahoma. The College World Series is going to be insane this year. If you watch any of the Super Regionals and all the early action with UCLA getting knocked out and everything. I mean, the tournament has been, West Virginia's put on some theatrics in the tournament. Their series with Kentucky was unbelievable. And that'll be a fun one to watch as they get ready in Omaha coming up this weekend. First pitch of the at-bat for Manzi against Davis is there for strike one. Bottom of the 6th, it's a 3-run lead for Indiana. Manzi trying to protect that. That's in there for ball 1. It's 1-1 now to the leadoff man, Davis. Davis has struck out and walked. It's Davis, Braden Wilson, and Preston Connors for Holy Ghost. Manzi deals on 1-1. That's hit foul just above us.
Yes, and just a reminder, we do have a cooling station on the first base side of the concourse if you need it. Thank you.
17 seniors on this team for Holy Ghost Prep. In 2024, they were all sophomores. 7 of the 9 returning starters from that 2024 state championship game. Outside for ball 2, it's now 2-2 to the leadoff man, Davis. How do you have 17 seniors on a roster?
I don't know. In this day and age where it's hard to keep upperclassmen happy if they're not playing, that's an amazing number to me, 17 seniors.
Foul tip into the fence or into the netting, so it stays 2-2. Yeah, no wonder they got back here. And again, District 1 was awesome this year. Couple that with 12. LaSalle was a favorite in 6A. Archbishop Wood in 4A, which Indiana took care of. You've got Neshaminy, who's playing for the 6A title next. In at the fists and high for ball 3. It's 3-2.
Yeah, but these two teams, they have built two of the top 4A programs in the state over the last 5 years. Just very impressive what both of these teams have accomplished.
Manzi deals. That one is popped up. First base side over to make the play and out of play. McHugh gave it a look. And we'll do it again at 3-2. Yeah, Indiana, this is for sure a generational run here.
Yeah, I mean, Dan Petroff as head coach, it's in his 3rd season. They've been to the state final every year. That is just outstanding.
64 wins if he hangs on here today in 3 years. And that community, very tight-knit. They love their university there. That one's inside and a walk. And a big clap by Davis, who draws his 2nd walk of the afternoon.
Hey, how about what he told us at their first-round state tournament game against Somerset? They have a ballpark. 1,400 people showed up at that game. That's impressive.
Yeah.
I don't care what class you are, whether you're 1A through 6A. That's impressive.
Had some personal friends of mine who made the trip over from Indiana today to watch this game. The Byerly family. Good to see them before the contest. Good to see my old buddy and one of your old desk mates, Travis Pickens, downstairs, too. Former Reading Eagle copy editor, page designer.
Page designer, yeah, that's what I remember him from.
0-2 now the count to Braden Wilson. He and his dad always make the trips out here. They live in nearby Altoona. Travis lives in Ohio now, but he and his dad have come to the state finals for years now, 20-some years. They've gone to him. That one low.
Yeah, that was low. Yeah.
It's 1-2 now to Wilson. It's good to see Trav and his dad.
Shank had to reach for that. But yeah, that's good. It's good to see people that love baseball, especially.
1-2 pitch up coming from Manzi as Wilson watches that one outside. Throw to first. Ooh. Just getting back is Davis. And I had the chance to call the IUP women's games as Dan Petrov's going to come out here and talk to his pitcher, Manzi. And, I mean, the community there just gets around these programs so much. Indiana basketball was good this year. The county, not the state, obviously. Indiana State basketball is awesome if you go out that way. But the basketball program was fantastic this year. The baseball program has been good for 3 years. And the university, you know, a lot in the news with Kurt Signetti and his old stomping grounds being there. Just won the national title with Big School Indiana. And basketball programs both good. The men's and women's both made the NCAA tournament. Women made it all the way to the national title game. Been a good sports year in the county of Indiana.
I'm curious why Dan Petrov came out here with one runner on, a 2-2 count to the 8-hitter. I don't know if he was trying to. I mean, Manzi doesn't appear to be struggling. I mean, he walked the guy, yeah, but he's got a 2-2 count on the 8-hitter. He saw something. And there's strike three.
And there is strike three, freezing Wilson. Big out for Manzi.
Third baseman, number 24, Preston Connors.
Yeah, that'll bring up Connors. There's one gone here in the sixth. Connors has had himself an interesting afternoon.
Well, it's
grounded into 2 double plays.
Again, I think Holy Ghost Prep and Greg Olensky would accept anything but a double play here because they want Rosado coming up with runners on base. It would be great for them if Connors somehow managed to get on and Rosado would come up with 2 runners on here.
Runner on first is Davis. Manzi ahead in the count 0-1, fires the 0-1 pitch outside corner for strike 2, and he jumps ahead quickly 0-2. Connors is grounded out 6-4-3 and 4-6-3. Throw to first, and Davis just got that hand in.
Yeah, Davis was leaning the wrong way. He was leaning towards second when Manzi made the pickoff attempt. Just got back.
0-2 pitch upcoming from Manzi. 1 gone and 1 on. Here in the home half of the 6th. That one is there for strike 3 to freeze Connors. Second straight strikeout. There's 2 away, and Rosado coming to bat.
Connors has had a rough day at the plate, hitting into 2 double plays and now striking out here in the bottom of the 6th. His team down 3.
Rosado has doubled, scored a run, singled. And he lined out to short. Trying to keep this inning alive with 2 outs here in the 6th. Manzi deals. That one is ripped foul.
Rosado way, way out in front of that pitch, which was a 86-mile-an-hour fastball.
Rosado, the lefty, against the righty Manzi. 1 on. Wind has shifted directions here slightly. Manzi taking a long time now, fires. That one has hit foul once again, and it's 0-2.
Kind of an off-speed pitch there. Might have been a slider. Rosado was a little late on that. He has hit the ball hard every time up.
0-2 pitch upcoming. 2 outs here in the 6th. Rosado at the plate. Keys are on deck. Manzi deals. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 to get Rosado and end the inning for Holy Ghost Prep. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 stranded. We go to the 7th inning. Indiana holding on to that 6-3 lead on the PIAA Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Elizabeth Zona, an osteopathic physician dedicated to protecting young people. Every family needs to know that 13 American teens die every week from a drug overdose, and most involve fentanyl. Many never even knew that's what they were taking, because fentanyl can be found in fake prescription pills made to look like real medications, like Xanax or Percocet, and they're often sold on social media. Just one pill can kill. Learn more at fentanylawarenessday.org, presented by Song for Charlie through POMA.
The Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and the PIAA promote the highest ideals of good sportsmanship in interscholastic athletics. Always remember to respect student athletes, coaches, contest officials, and game administration to help promote a safe and positive game environment. Together, we can foster a community of good sportsmanship.
You're listening to the PIAA Spring Sports State Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
7th inning here at Medlar Field, Lebrano Park. Eric Thomas, Rich Scarcella with you. Indiana in front of Holy Ghost Prep in this 4A title game by a count of 6-3. It'll be Oaks, Ethan Shank, and Charlie Manzi due up here for the Indians.
How impressive was that strikeout? Manzi striking out Rosado. Just the 8th time all year that Rosado has struck out. Big out. Holy Ghost Prep now down to its final 3 outs of the game. Trailing 3 here as we begin the top of the 7th.
Indiana trying to repeat, become the 5th WPIL team to repeat. Be the 4th program. Riverside's done it twice. They show bunt here with Oaks, and that one is there for strike 1. Looking ahead to Holy Ghost Prep, it'll be 2, 3, and 4 coming up for them in the 7th, the bottom of the 7th. Oaks gives that one a ride out towards right center, and coming over from center is Rosado to make the catch, and there's 1 away. Softball update. Shaler won the first game today by a final of 10-0 over Abingdon Heights, and the second game, they had to flip the order of games here today, so the 1A game was scheduled to be first, and then they moved that to the 4:30 contest. Pine Grove defeated Sharon today 7-1, so that game has gone final as well as the first pitch here to
Is that 3A?
Shank.
3A?
Yep, that is the 3A game. And then the last game remaining is going to be the 1A game, which is set to go at 4:30. Looks like they're going to get them all in today. Softball, of course, just motors along. And that's the 1A championship game coming up in a little bit over at the softball field. You can listen to all those games on the PIAA Radio Network as well, as Shank has a 2-1 count. Tyler Polk and Lee Moan are over at the softball complex for you. That grounder is deep in the hole at second, making the play over to first in time is Keyser, and there are 2 away. So to bring up the guy who hit the home run earlier, Manzi. He's got a double, a home run, and scored 2 runs here today. Pitched pretty well in relief for his side.
Could get the save. Bill pitched 3 innings.
Yep, would have faced the tying run for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And he has just feasted on that little gap or that alleyway in left center today.
And there is a massive gap in left center, right, and there it is.
And he sends it out that way again, Manzi's going to have another one that bounces off the track and one hops the wall. He's going to coast into second with his second double of the afternoon, a 2-out double for Charlie Manzi.
And the only time that Holy Ghost Prep has retired Manzi was on an outstanding defensive play by catcher Matt Baker when he caught that foul ball just inches off the ground.
2 doubles, a homer, courtesy runner coming in for Manzi at second base. And that is going to be Bo Blystone, the freshman. And that'll bring up Sully Van Hoos for the Indians.
Van Hoos with a big 2-run single in that 3-run second for the Indians, and they're going to walk him intentionally.
Yeah, I think this actually...
That's not a bad move.
I was wondering if they were going to look at maybe doing that.
To set up the force or double play?
Yeah.
But, yeah, because this is big. They're up 3. Indiana, wants to extend this, and Holy Ghost Prep needs to keep this at 3.
Take the bat out of his hands. And Van Hoos has got a 2-run single today. He also reached on an error, walked, and just now, and then flown out to center his last time up. So they take the bat out of his hands, and that'll bring up Shane McHugh, who's walked and grounded out to third. Second baseman Keyser is playing way back. He is in the grass.
McHugh, just a .238 hitter for the season. Today, he is 0 for 2 with a walk.
One's in there for strike one. Yeah, Keyser is basically a couple steps into right field, playing very deep, as is Posovac or Posovac at short. Now he moves in behind the runner at second, Manzi. It's a courtesy runner, a little pop-up flare right to second, and there to make the catch is Keyser to end the inning. So the Manzi double, no runs on a hit, no errors. Indiana strands 2. Last at-bats coming up for Holy Ghost Prep in the bottom of the 7th here on the PIAA Radio Network.
Transform your field with Digital Scoreboard's massive outdoor LED displays. Designed to handle any weather, they deliver bold visuals for scores, replays, and sponsor ads. Visit digitalscoreboards.net to get started.
Some see a high school football stadium. We see a place where Pennsylvanians come together as a community. The Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and the PIAA creating opportunities for student athletes to be seen across Pennsylvania.
You're listening to the PIAA Spring Sports State Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
Bottom of the 7th here for Holy Ghost Prep. It's the 2-3-4 hitters, Keyser, Evans, and Burkcotter. If anybody keeps the inning alive, Matthew Baker bats 4th. And, of course, Keyser had the last out of the last inning, so he gets to lead off this inning. Funny how that always works out. Manzi's going to be back out to close this thing out for Indiana, trying to win a back-to-back state title and become just the 5th WPIL team and the 4th program to win back-to-back titles, joining Moon, Riverside, who did it twice, and Bethel Park. Riverside gave it a run again this year. They, in 3A, that 3A was just a minefield all season long. The best team in the WPIL, Elwood City, didn't even get to the 3A championship. The runner-up did. So, I mean, it was a very deep class. You guys will have that call tomorrow. That'll be a fun game in 3A. So here is Keyser to lead it off against Manzi in the bottom of the 7th. Manzi fires, and that's there for strike one.
Nice curveball to start off the inning.
The 0-1 pitch from Manzi skips right into the hands of Shank, and it's 1-1. 1-1 pitch from Manzi to the leadoff man Keyser, and that's going to
the
plunk
last thing you want to do with a 3-run lead. Hit a batter or walk a batter to lead off the 7th.
So that's going to bring up Evans. Evans has singled, tripled, scored a run, and struck out.
.423 hitter on the season. Leads Holy Ghost Prep with 32 RBIs.
First pitch, strike one. Manzi looks in, runner on first, nobody out. Swing and a miss. Strike two by Evans.
2 heaters to Evans to begin the at-bat. 0-2 count.
Shank going to throw the old number 1 down again.
I think this is going to be a curveball.
0-2 pitch from Manzi. As the righty deals, that skips and Shank is able to collect it. It's 1-2.
Overthrew that. 89 miles an hour, says the scoreboard.
Lead on first for Keyser. The pitch by Manzi. That is hit in the air out to center.
Uh-oh.
And that is going to be trouble. That's over the head of the center fielder, Oaks. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Rounding third and heading home is going to be Keyser. And into third with his second triple. An RBI triple is Matthew Evans. And it's 6-4 Indiana here in the bottom of the 7th.
That was hit a ton by Evans, but I think Oaks took a step in first. And it went over his head, rolled all the way to the center field wall, 399 feet away from home. And Holy Ghost Prep is in business. They cut the deficit to 6-4. The tying run at the plate with no outs in the 7th.
Nobody warming in the Indiana pen either, as Manzi fires to Burkhardt. And again, he jumps ahead, 0-1. He has been ahead of all 3 batters he's faced here in the inning, but he's not been able to get either one of them.
And that hit by pitcher, hitting Keyser to start the 7th, not a good omen for Manzi.
Manzi deals, that's outside, ball 1. It's 1-1 now to Burkhardt. Burkhardt has flown out to center, grounded out to third, and has an RBI single back in the 5th.
Burkhardt hitting 398. Baker on deck, 379. 2 very good hitters.
It's the 10th hit of the day for Holy Ghost Prep. That one is ripped in the air out to left. That is going to go all the way to the wall as well. Rounding first and headed into second and sliding with a double is Burkhardt. Scoring is Evans, and it's 6-5 Indiana here in the bottom of the 7th.
The Firebirds have come to life here in the bottom of the 7th. Tying run at second, winning run at the plate, nobody out, bottom of the 7th.
Matthew Baker with a chance to tie this game or potentially walk it off. He's got an RBI single, a 2-run single back in the 1st, and a single in the 5th.
I'll tell you the truth, I might walk him. Then bring up Pasovic, who is 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, the bottom of the order has been a problem today for Holy Ghost Prep. That one's fouled upstairs for strike 1. It's again, Manzi jumps ahead in the count, 0-1. He has been ahead in all 3 counts and has not gotten any of those runners.
Because really, you like your chances with the bottom of the order rather than Baker, who's the number 5 hitter.
Can Indiana hang on, or is Holy Ghost going to rally one more time against the Indians to win a state title? Baker watches that one outside corner for ball 1. It's 1-1. Remember, they walked off Indiana back in 2024 when 7 of these 9 starters were sophomores.
Yeah, Rendu, the starting pitcher, had the game-winning double against Indiana 2 years ago as a sophomore.
Manzi deals. That one is hit in the air out to left field. It is deep. It is towards the corner, and it's foul.
Ooh. Oh, man, that just missed the pole. That could have been the game. It had to be less than 5 feet left of the pole, left field foul pole. Wow. Whew. Yeah, The Indiana faithful did the same thing. They just took a deep sigh.
1-2 now to Baker. The tying run is on second. Baker represents the winning run at the plate. State title on the line in Class 4A. Manzi deals on 1-2. That one is hit the other way, foul.
Nice job by Baker spoiling that curveball. Protecting the plate, not taking any chances to be called out. He's going down, being aggressive.
Interesting, on the one side in red, it's quiet. On the other side, it's shirtless and loud.
It sure is.
Manzi again on 1-2. Looks back at second. Manzi fires. That one is going to skip in the dirt. And taking a big step was Burkhardt, but he's back to second. Baker was 5 feet away from ending this game in a walk-off fashion.
Might have been less than 5 feet. I mean, that was really close.
Manzi looks in, twirls the ball in his right hand. He comes set at the letters on 2-2. Manzi fires. That one is hit back right above us. Do it again on 2-2.
Yeah, we don't have video in our booth, so we can't tell you exactly how close it came, but boy, it could not have been more than 5 feet left of the foul pole.
Manzi and Baker in a battle for the title hanging in the balance. 2-2 pitch from Manzi. Low in the dirt again, it's 3-2.
I think he's a little reluctant here to throw the fastball because Baker has been all over it.
Holy Ghost crowd off to our right above the dugout is loud.
Nobody out.
Payoff pitch. No outs in the bottom of the seventh. Manzi deals, and it freezes him. Gets away from Shank, who will toss it up the line to first base, and there's one away.
Baker couldn't believe the call. Thought it was out of the strike zone. Umpire thought otherwise. Big out.
Pasovac will stand in now for Holy Ghost Prep. Struck out twice, as Rich mentioned, and singled back in the fourth. Going to get some instructions from the third base coach. And a good time here for Shank and Manzi to have a little conference on the mound as well.
Pretty gutsy 3-2 pitch by Manzi there. Curveball.
Just to update you on the weather here.
No, don't.
There is a thunderstorm watch for State College until 10 p.m. tonight, just issued by the National Weather Service.
Yeah.
Next game is scheduled to start. It's not starting at 4:30. It's going to be around 5:30 once this is all said and done.
And this might not be all said and done for a little bit here, depending on if Holy Ghost Prep can score that run from second to tie it.
That is true. Manzi deals, that is fouled away by Pasovac. The other issue here with these next two hitters, Pasovac has struck out twice, but Davis has walked twice, so he has been a patient hitter at the plate. Boy, this is huge here if Manzi can get Pasovac. Righty looks in against the righty hitter. The pitch is going to be in the dirt again.
It's funny. Baker came so close to winning the game, then he gets called out on a third strike. Just it shows you, the cruelty of sports. Just so close to being the hero and Holy Ghost Prep winning a state title, and he gets called out on a third strike.
Two hit batsmen have completely flipped this game, one by each side, really. Has really flipped this here as Manzi deals. That one is hit in the air out to center. It is deep, but getting under it is Oaks. And tagging at second, the tying run. And getting to third is going to be Burkhardt, but there are two away.
Right, but that's still a good move, good base running move there, because if there's a wild pitch, he could score from third. Great base running there by Burkhardt.
That's going to bring up Colin Davis. And struck out and walked twice.
This is about how we expected this game to be. Two great teams two of the best 4A programs in the state of Pennsylvania, and it's going to come down to the last out.
2 outs, bottom of the 7th inning. Tying run at third base. Manzi on the mound for Indiana. Colin Davis at the plate for Holy Ghost Prep. First pitch of the at-bat upcoming by Manzi. He fires. That is hit in the air out towards right. Getting underneath of it is Calburn. He makes the catch. And Indiana is going to repeat as your state champions in Class 4A. They had to sweat it out. And Manzi had to make a couple of critical pitches after hitting Keyser, giving up a triple to Evans and a double to Burkhardt. He strikes out Baker, and he gets Pasovic and Davis to fly out to end the game, and Indiana stays the state champions for another season.
What a great win by Indiana, who led from the second inning on, and then to hold off a terrific rally by the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds, who came within 5 feet of winning this game on a possible two-run homer by Matt Baker that just went left of the foul pole. What a finish in our 4A championship game.
Take a quick timeout, come back and wrap this up from Medler Field at Lebrano Park. Indiana survives the state title contest against Holy Ghost Prep by a final of 6-5. Post-game show next on the PIAA Radio Network.
Is college in your future? The Pennsylvania Higher Education Assistance Agency helps PA students and families navigate all things college, such as scholarships, grants, and loans. For more information on ways to plan and pay for college, visit PHEAA.org. That's PHEAA.org. Attention fans, get your next game day ticket using Hometown. As the official online ticketing partner of the PIAA, Hometown gives you a simple and secure way to search, buy, and scan your ticket right from your phone. Download the Hometown Fan app from your mobile app store today.
The PIAA Radio Network is brought to you by Wayne Bank, your hometown bank proudly serving communities across Pennsylvania for more than 150 years.
If you think you can make the calls, become a PIAA official. Make some extra cash, stay in shape, and enjoy interscholastic sports, all while making a difference in your community. Head to PIAA.org for more information.
You're listening to the PIAA Spring Sports State Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
Indiana wins it here today 6-5. They hang on to beat Holy Ghost Prep in the Class 4A state championship game. Both teams going to get their medals. What a battle between these two. In a game that started out with a lot of fireworks, Indiana came out and scored 2 runs in the top of the first thanks to a hit batsman and then a double by Manzi. Manzi had himself an afternoon today. More on that in a second. And then Holy Ghost Prep comes back in the bottom half of the inning. They get 2 more runs to tie the game at 2. It stays that way for a while into the second. Indiana then forces 3 walks in the inning. They get an RBI single by Shank and an RBI 2-run single by Sully Van Hoos. It stays at 5-2 for the longest time until Manzi's solo home run in the 5th made it 6-2. And then Holy Ghost Prep gets a run back in the 3rd on an RBI single by Burkhardt. They plate 2 in the 7th to make Manzi and company sweat, but then Manzi comes back to get the final 3 batters, Baker, Pasovic, and Davis, to hang on and win 6-5. And Indiana stays your state champs in 4A. That was incredible.
Indiana, this was a team championship. I know it sounds trite, but really, the job that Oaks did starting, Manzi did in relief, Manzi at the plate was outstanding, but also the defense, particularly of shortstop Chase Force, who was outstanding, the best defender of the game. And then for Holy Ghost Prep to rally in the 7th inning, to have the tying run at 2nd and then at 3rd, and come within 5 feet of winning the game on Matt Baker's long fly down the left field line, just foul. Just a tremendous finish in this championship game.
Van Hoos with a 2 RBI. Manzi had the RBI and Shank an RBI for Holy Ghost Prep today. Rosado was fantastic. He went 2 for 4 with a double in this contest. 2 RBI for Tyler Burkhotter and an RBI for Matt Evans. 2 RBI for Matt Baker. Your time of the game, 2 hours and 16 minutes. Final line score, Indiana 6-5-0. They left 6 on base. Holy Ghost Prep, 5 runs on 11 hits. They had 2 errors, and they left 7 on base as well. One more game to go here today from Medlar Field at Lebrano Park, and it comes your way next. It's the 6A championship game. Bob McCool will rejoin Rich Scarcella for the call of that game, and then we'll be back with you tomorrow for the final 3 baseball games of the 2026 high school season. It'll be the 1A game at 10:30, the 3A game at 1:30, and at 4:30 the final game of the season in Class 5A between DuBois and Greencastle Antrim. That'll do it here from Medlar Field at Lebrano Park. A thriller today, won by Indiana 6-5 over Holy Ghost Prep. Thanks to our producer, Matt Flannery. He's got some highlights for you coming up here in the close. For my partner, Rich Scarcella, we hope you stay tuned for the 6A title game coming your way in about an hour or so. Final score for the final time. Indiana wins it, and they repeat as state champs by a final of 6-5. You've been listening to the Class 4A State Baseball Championship on the PIAA Radio Network. Rondeau looks in, fires to home. That is chopped in front of the plate. Going to be a tough play. Rondeau, the throw, and it goes away from first base. 1 run was already in. Here comes run number 2 as Manzi will touch home plate, and getting into second on the air is Van Hoos, and Indiana's jumped in front 2-0.
So Indiana moves back into double play depth instead of being up, and that doesn't matter. That's a hit.
Yep, right over the top of second base. 1 run is in. Here comes run number 2 to tie the game up. Throw is off the line, and Holy Ghost Prep has tied this up at 2. That one is hit in the air, and it's going to drop in left field for a base hit. 1 run is across. They're going to hold the runner at third as Zimmerman came in to score. It's 3-2 Indiana on the RBI single. Now for Deals. That is hit in the air, and it is popped up behind home plate, coming back towards the net to make the catch.
Great
what a
play.
grab by Baker, the catcher, to retire Manzi. Oaks the lefty deals. That one is hit on the ground. Good stab at short onto second for 1 and first in time.
Wow,
for the
what a play.
6-4-3 double play started by Force, and there's 2 away. Oaks set at the letters, fires. That one grounded up the middle.
Here
Rich
we go.
Scarcella, there is your double play.
Yeah, that's the only thing that Holy Ghost Prep, that's what they were trying to avoid. They wanted Rosado to come up there with runners on base. Indiana gets the double play, second one of the night.
He gives that one a ride out to left. It is deep. It is very deep, and it is gone!
Wow, that really carried, because I thought that was going to be caught. What a shot by Manzi. 2 long balls hit today. A double, ground rule double, and now a home run to left center, just right of the 384-foot mark. So Indiana moves back into double play depth instead of being up, and that doesn't matter. That's a hit.
Yep, right over the top of second base. 1 run is in. Here comes run number 2 to tie the game up. Throw is off the line, and Holy Ghost Prep has tied this up at 2. Rondeau looks in, fires to home. That is chopped in front of the plate. Going to be a tough play. Rondeau, the throw, and it goes away from first base. 1 run was already in. Here comes run number 2 as Manzi will touch home plate, and getting into second on the air is Van Hoos, and Indiana's jumped in front 2-0. First pitch of the at-bat upcoming by Manzi. He fires. That is hit in the air out towards right. Getting underneath of it is Calburn. He makes the catch, and Indiana is going to repeat as your state champions in Class 4A. They had to sweat it out, and Manzi had to make a couple of critical pitches after hitting Keyser, giving up a triple to Evans and a double to Burkhotter. He strikes out Baker, and he gets Pasovic and Davis to fly out to end the game, and Indiana stays the state champions for another season.
It's the post-game show on the PIAA Radio Network. Let's head back out to Happy Valley for the medal ceremony and a recap of today's game, and join our broadcast crew of Bob McCool, Eric Thomas, and Rich Scarcella.